Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 as we are playing as the Netherlands. Alright, so before we jump into it, I'm going to address a couple things that were brought up in the comments. First of all, it's the most important thing, we have now hit the 50 factory limit. I think we've had that for a little while. I know we had because we actually just lost a lot of factories. I'll show you guys that here in a minute. So due to that and the fact that we did knock out this focus, we could get the extra research slot, so probably should do that, because yeah, obviously that'd be incredibly helpful. So we're gonna want to knock that out, get that probably next. It's real tempting to go ahead and get the only man in government next, if we have the ability to, which we're pretty close to. We're at 30%. We won't have it in time though, I don't think. Nah, we won't have it in time, so it's irrelevant. We'll have to get that one later. So we'll get the, besides the research slot is probably the best thing to get next anyways. So we'll get that. Somebody pointed that out in the comments. Another thing that was pointed out is the lack of war support. We're sitting at 69% war support, and they're asking why I was not taking these decisions for the 75 political power. And I was instead using our political power to fill out advisors that we didn't really need or weren't really helpful at the moment. The reason for that, guys, is because our national focuses are going to tick that up to 100%. So there's real no reason to do that. I know it does gain more Division Corps defense on territory, so it would certainly be useful, but I just don't think we need to do it, because look at this. He's given a 10% penalty, so that jumps you up to 79%. This here gives a new leader who not only removes that one, but then gives a 5% increase, so we'll change by 15% here. So that's going to be 84%. And then the Queen also generates another benefit, though that might just replace that one. 15%. Yeah, that just replaces that one, but you get the Queen of the People one as well, so that's another 10%. So that puts you at 94%, guys. There's no reason to summon the political power on that, because we're going to get it here soon. And, you know, another additional 5% in core defense isn't that impactful, honestly. So there's that. Also, I did name this, I mentioned this in my pinned comment, the attack subs. I had called them just attack. I changed that name, so that is fixed. And then lastly, somebody brought up a concern that, you know, this was going to be a short series, that we were done for, that we were going to be defeated very soon. Every single campaign I've done with a minor country around this time, I get comments, typically about episode 6. That's usually around where I see it. Episode 6, episode 7. We'll get comments start popping up. Oh, the series is going to end soon, and it's never happened. Even the last Dutch series, we still went to what, 17 videos or something like that. It's never happened before. You know, I think people don't really see the whole situation. So I did want to kind of like just alleviate any concerns people have. Everything right now is actually great. In fact, not only has everything happened exactly the way one would expect it to happen, it's actually happened better than I would expect it to happen. You know, I knew I was going to lose these. I told you guys early on we were going to lose that. That's expected. Here we don't get that the bonus for the flooded, and there's no river bonus, so I did not expect to hold these. I built the forts just to kill Germans. I expected to lose those. This is where we're going to hold, guys. These provinces right here. Even if we lose this, that would be expected too. This is not surprising. This is where you kill the Germans, right here, guys. So along this line, I don't expect them to break through there, and so things are going exactly the way I thought they would go. Things are actually going pretty well, and actually better than I thought, because Spain is in the conflict, which I didn't expect, which means a ton of Germans are going to die along these mountains here. So you got Germans dying on the mountains here, you got Germans attacking our forts dying, and then you've got Germans dying in mass numbers here on the Eastern Front. So Germany's manpower is not going to hold out, guys. We already looked at this before. They have probably less than 1 million manpower, and they're already on an all-adult serve. Their manpower will not hold out. That's how we're going to beat them. So everything's actually going quite well. Another advantage is Japan has not ended the war with China yet, which I do expect that to happen fairly soon. Probably this episode, I expect them to defeat China. And usually they would have gone to war with us by now, and they have not. So that has allowed us to continue to build up over here and make use of all these resources. The Allies have had all these resources available to them that they would typically have already lost to the Japanese. So overall, things are going quite well. So there's nothing to be concerned about, guys. This is going as I expected. So let's go ahead and let it play. And they're going to keep on attacking us. Again, I don't expect to hold these two provinces here. I do expect we'll lose those eventually, but we're going to try and kill as many Germans as possible before we do lose those. As far as what we're building right now, we're still trying to get these. I really want to get ready for the war with Japan, guys. So we are going to get these done. Oh yes, I completely forgot to show you guys that we have less factories because we did lose control of this. That is in German hands. So that's less civilian factories, less military factories. So I did kind of reassign some of the factories to make sure that we're getting, you know, at least one going to this naval bomber here, because I want to get some naval bombers going. So we got that going. As far as the equipment goes, this is how we're looking. Infantry equipment's fine. That's why I pulled one factory from there. And because we have less, because we have less military factories, that does mean that we don't need to trade for as much steel. So it's going to take that back. That'll give us more factories for building these fortifications. So again, they'll probably keep attacking these provinces here, and it's going to take them a while to take them, but eventually they will. Inevitably, there's no way that we'll defend it. The point really is just to kill as many Germans as possible before they do take it. And we're still moving troops everywhere as well. These red troops are getting into these provinces here. So we'll have to see. We might have to extend the blue front out this way. I don't know. We'll see, guys. Because, yeah, I think this province is going to get lost if we have the Red Army defending here. As long as they don't... You know, I'm really tempted to go ahead and create two separate fronts here. Yeah, I think this is what we're going to do. And then we're going to create a... I know that this is kind of odd. It always gets kind of odd when you do it this way. But and then we'll just, like, defend with a couple red divisions here, while these guys will go here so that they move over there and defend this province. We'll just have two Red Armies divisions defending here, and we'll just have to see how it goes. But you can see that they're eventually going to win, guys. There's no chance that they're not going to. They'll just keep on fighting, and we'll kill a lot of them though. And that's really the point. Is just to kill as many as possible. So just taking a look at our equipment situation, seeing if there's anything I can do here. So we're still really short on motorized, but I'm going to go ahead and deploy all these. Because I don't think they're building the Dutch East Indies. I don't think they're building the motorized, probably because they don't have it. That was what I would assume. We can go ahead and deploy these guys as well. This is close enough to being done. So we'll go ahead and deploy them here. They'll have to train up, but we'll have them out, and yeah, that's fine. Let's go ahead and have them go here and just a little training army. And maybe if the situation gets better along this front, we can like pull divisions out to let them train up. Perhaps. Just like pull like 1 or 2 divisions at a time to train. But right now we're still trying to defend a lot of provinces. But once we lose these, maybe then we'll train them up a little bit. Make sure that we're training divisions. And that's it. That's all I wanted for our divisions. You know, we'll have a lot of manpower, and obviously equipment's still an issue. So yeah, we'll just train these 2 guys up. And I would like to change up the division designs. As I said before, I wanted to get 40 width designs. Yeah, you can see they're not even attacking here anymore. Let's see how they're doing in Spain. We'll just kind of watch around the world and see how the Axis is doing on their front. In fact, we'll just speed this up a little bit. And we did finish our national focus. Fantastic. The Queen fires defeatist ministers. All right, so we did replace the leader, as I talked about before. This does result in less popularity and democracy, but that's what we want to do any damn way. It does. I think it balances it, though, so I think the communists and fascists do gain a little bit from this. But yeah, we get rid of this guy, the surrender limit. Obviously, that's impacting us, as you guys can. Oops, I clicked the wrong button there. As you guys can see here, we're at 12% towards capitulation, so that's going to change when we click on this. And then, of course, the war support situation, we're now 84%. So much, much better, guys. So that's why I wasn't doing that, if you were curious. So we already discussed what we were getting next, and that is the research slot here. And then, yeah, you can see now we are only 8% towards capitulation. They're going to have to essentially take everything, most everything, to defeat us. And they are having success on the attack right there. Oh, no, it changed. Okay. I was about to say, it looked like it was 35%. I was like, ooh, that's not good, because that would not have been as planned. That would not be like what I would like to see. So we get the improved anti-tank upgrades. Excellent. So we are done with all the 1941 techs here. So I don't know what we want to do next. I know we still eventually want to get the tanks. And we're getting something here. So we'll be done. We're good on that front. Let's just see what else we want to get. Could continue with the land doctrines. Don't really get anything that we need until infiltration assault. But the land night attack is helpful though. So I think that might be what we do, is just go and continue going down that. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Let's continue going down land doctrines. I know that most of these aren't incredibly beneficial, to us at the moment. Like this one is absolutely useless. We don't even have any tanks. But eventually there are a few of those that are useful. Yeah, they're hitting at 37, guys. And yeah, we're going to take your motorized. Yeah, it was like 37, 35, something like that. That's not good at all. We might need to send some Red Army divisions over there. Perhaps. Yeah, I might do that. Like, extend this here. And then have like one of these guys, whichever one has the least entrenchment, which would be this one. Let's just have him go there. I think it's extending that way. It's really hard to tell if I actually extended it or not. It looks like I did. No, maybe not. Maybe it won't extend. It really feels like it's not extending. I might have to create a separate one. Sometimes putting the defenses like this, it does, you know, result in that happening. So we're gonna get a military factory. Let's go and get this signed. Let's see how we're doing on equipment. I know infantry equipment. You know, obviously we're taking casualties here, so that's we're gonna have to put another factory into that, I suppose, because we're at 4,000. Some of those might have went to those units we deployed, but they were full on infantry equipment. Some of them is probably also going to the training that we're doing here too. You know, you take losses when you do that, attrition losses. But I do want to get them. I mean, you can't put them out there with a 25% modifier while you even build them in that case. So we are going to make sure that they get at least to, you know, regular level. Or not regular level, excuse me, the next one, which is, and I've forgotten what it's called, trained, to the trained level. Another offer for equipment. It's going to be 23 convoys. We can support that, so let's go and get these goodies and take them. But yeah, so far, not able to take anything from us, so it's going well. We do have an undecided division, which I assume is right down here, and we got another division here that needs to go ahead and go into the Purple Army, and we'll get them moving somewhere and looking where we want to defend next. Could go and help the French defend their territory, because I don't think there's anybody here. But you know what, guys? If they take China, they're just going to invade through here, and it's not even naval invasions are going to be useless. I don't think we can defend the French territory. We were just stretching our divisions out too far, resulting in us not effectively defending everything, so it would be kind of foolish, I think. So let me just take a look. I'm just looking at our current situation where we have divisions. Okay, we want another one up there, so I think that's where we'll send them. So let me just grab them up and get them moving on over here. Alright. While we can still kind of freely move divisions in the sea because the Japanese are not at war with us, let's take a look, see what they're doing now. Secure the Philippines. So it looks like they very well might bring the Americans in. I think that's exactly how that's going to happen. They're going to bring the Americans in. Let's take a look at the Eastern Front. And the Soviets are losing territory, but slowly. It's very slow. It's going to take a long time, hopefully. And it's going to hopefully exhaust the Germans. They're going to pay for it. We'll take a look at the casualties at the end of this episode, as we did with the last one. I'll try and do that every episode when I can, if we make good progress anyway. We're on speed 4 for this one, so I think we should. And you can just see green all the way across. This is costing the Germans heavily, very, very heavily. The Italians still have not beat back the British invasion here, though it looks like they're slowly getting it done. If they take that port there, then it's a wrap. And the Greeks are conquered, as we remember from last episode. Still a little bit of war going on in Africa as well. So we'll see what happens there. And they did push a division back. They did push one division back. He's going to go over there this time? Okay. Yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. But right now, they still are not able to win. They're not effectively attacking. They're not attacking with as many divisions as they have available. See, we got a couple planes here done. Not enough to warrant putting any out there, of course. We'll save them up. I'm going to use the planes for the war against the Japanese guys. There's no point on even attempting to help out here in the airs. Do we have an air base? We do. I just want to make sure we have an air base for like the British to put planes if they so desire, because they always build a ton of planes. But yeah, it doesn't look like they're even attempting to help out here. Oh, let me take that back. Never mind. They are. They have a lot of planes here. But they are losing. They're not even remotely close to getting air superiority here. Okay. Well, but good to know that we are getting some British support. I don't know if they're actually, yeah, they're even helping us in these battles. I can't really, let's just click on this. Somebody actually wanted me to click on this anyway. They wanted to see how we're looking at defense ratings and when it comes to defense. So yeah, we do have planes helping us out here. Of course, we are getting the enemy air superiority penalty. They're getting the penalty with the fort, getting a bonus from air support though. And just looking at the commander that we're dealing with right now, he does have the initiative. He is superior to us. And just taking a look at his bonuses here, not the best commander. Kurt Student, excuse me, is not the best commander to be attacking here, but that's who they have. Yeah, there's much better German commanders I could put here. But look at their attack. It's 215. Look at our defense. 497 there. 699, 789 here. It is not capable for them breaking through here just yet. When they attack with multiple divisions, they have a better chance, but even then, it's just losses that they're taking, guys. Remember, they have to defend against the British naval invasions, which are going to be constantly happening. You know how the British do it. I'm more worried about the Soviets right now. Spain looks good. Obviously, the British have held here for a while, which that's surprising. I thought that would have got knocked into the sea by now. The Soviets, though, I am quite concerned about them. They're falling back slowly, but they are falling back. It is eventually going to result in there. Once that's over, well then we've got a problem. But until that point, I think we're good. I would love to get this territory back, but as of right now, we're just not going to be able to do it, guys. An offensive would not be effective. So let's go and take a look at our decisions here. And we're still waiting for some Red Army divisions to come, aren't we? Where are those guys? Just take a look where they're at. Okay, they're coming around Africa now. 2 more divisions to help out here. So we have a war bonds decision. Okay, so we could do that for the consumer good factory, and I almost want to, but at the same time, I'm also trying to get these finished up here. What do we have left? Tank designer. So if we ever want to research tanks, then we'd want to get that. We haven't got the Chief of Air Force yet either, for whenever we do start using our planes, and then the naval strike again, which we're going to use against the Japanese. So I kind of want to get that, but man, having the extra factories would be quite helpful. Okay, this is what we're going to do. For right now, while I'm building these forts up, we will do the war bonds. So we can get these extra civilian factories to try and build these forts up. So just taking a look at what we're currently building. We're building another fort here. Obviously, it doesn't build while we're being attacked, so it's going to be very, very slow building. We could get it done here in a couple weeks if they just stop attacking us. But for right now, we're building forts up along this line here. We're going to try and get level 6 forts so they can't break through here. We should also get a level 6 fort here, too. But we're going to start out here. We got one already, and then we're going to get all the way down the line here, getting a level 6 fort there. Eventually we want to get a level 6 fort there too, but I'm kind of waiting to do it because we do have the river bonus there, so it's not, that's, obviously this has both the river bonus and the flooded bonus, so them getting Rotterdam is going to be incredibly challenging for them, and we have more divisions coming. Alright, awesome. So we got this division, and they should, in fact, probably come up on this front here. Yeah, let's make sure they're on that front. And we'll see how this ends up going. I think this is 2 separate fronts. Yeah, because it's, okay, I see what happened here. I'm trying to make it go across that way. There we go. All right. So yeah, they're on this front now. 18 divisions total on here, with these 2 divisions here. And I want to say there might be another Red Army division coming. Oh, nope, that was the last one. And then we have these 2 that were, again, coming around Africa. If we could get some help from our allies, you notice we don't really have hardly any allied divisions here. We have 1 British, probably, yeah, pretty crappy division here. We got 1 more here. This one looks like it's a little bit better, yeah. A little bit better division there. But yeah, they keep on attacking there. It's kind of interesting how it's at 41 and then jumps to 89. I can't really explain that, why it's so different, why it jumps up so much. But yeah, as of right now, looking good. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the other fronts, guys. Around the world, we'll take a look at China, too. They're doing stupid attacks. They need to just stay on the damn defense. But every attack they do is costly for the Allies and silly. Yeah, you can see that the Axis are pushing into Soviet territory. And there we go. Japan just declared war on the Philippines. That will bring the Americans into the entire conflict. And with that, guys, that is fantastic news. Obviously, the Americans suck at bringing troops across the seas. But eventually they will. They'll get them here. And what's the justification? Okay, so Japan is now justifying against us. Yeah, strike on the southern resource area. So we'll attack us next. So let's take a look at what's going on with China. Or excuse me, with the United States. They're at war. Okay, they're at war with Japan. But they're not in the Allies yet. So they haven't been pulled into the war with the Axis because the Allies are not at war with Japan yet. So for right now, the United States will focus on the war in the Pacific first, which I think is probably a good idea, that they get a little bit of time to focus on the war in the Pacific because they typically have a lot of problems there, while it feels like here in the European theater, we're good. We don't really need any help at this moment. Obviously, American help would be welcomed, but it's not necessary just yet. So let me just take a look and see how we're doing. I want I want 2 divisions in each port. That's the goal here. At least 2 divisions in every port, and I think we have gotten that now. And all the ports that I'm defending that I actually care about, with the exception of these 3 here that I don't care so much about. If they want to attack them, they can attack them. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move these guys here, and then the remaining divisions are going to then move to strengthen up some of these locations here. You know, so obviously like up here where we only have 2 divisions, with 2 of them being kind of crappier. We'll move them here. We can still use the C's, by the way, guys, just because. Oops. I still use the C's because Japan's not at war yet with us. All right, so just taking a look at the situation here. Yeah, they did knock, you know, or I should say, the Free French took Corsica from the Vichy France. So domestic innovation, that gave us the extra research slot. We could get this one to get bonuses for the excavation technologies, which is always helpful, and then we just get a modifier, national spirit, which gives us resource gain efficiency, would be pretty useful. But there's a lot of other great stuff. Let me see if we're at 45% yet, because this is the one I really want. We are not. How far away are we from that? We're at 37%. Okay, so it's taken a while. It is taking a while to get there. Okay, so that's not an option. So let's just take a look and see what is an option. So we can go with the naval and air stuff. I don't think that would be wise at this moment. We need a lot of other stuff. I kind of feel like we should go ahead and go ahead and start moving down these ones. Here's okay, nobody's gonna attack there. That's really not. I mean, of course, Venezuela, I suppose, could attack. You know what? We don't really have any troops defending here in case Venezuela was to attack us. If they were to come in here, we haven't brought a single division into our territory here. So we probably should. I didn't even consider that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create up a second army here. And we're going to send all these guys that I just trained over there. And we will do this a little bit differently than we were going to do it. So instead, let's send them 1 here. And then 2 over here. Because in the last one, Venezuela did join the conflict, so I kind of expect them to again. So let's get a total of 4 divisions over here. I think that would probably be wise. And in fact, we actually have another guy done, so we're going to take him and then send him over to here as well. And then the last one here, then we can go ahead and put him back into the Purple Army here, and go ahead and defend right there. Since I did change that up. All right, so let's go ahead and get something picked here. Yeah, because I completely forgot about defending those just in case the Venezuelans did come in, because they could. It's not impossible. So none of these are all that helpful along here. Research bonuses are always great, so we might go that way. And I think we're going to do the modernize our equipment. Let me just see what other bonuses we got here. The secret staff talks are nice. Anti-tank guns. Lessons from the last war, research bonuses for land doctrine. You know, I think we're gonna get these research bonuses, guys, so we can get these techs quicker, and then we'll kind of move down here. And that'll get us some civilian factories and stuff, so all helpful. But yeah, no, we'll start here. Let's get the research bonuses, since those are kind of time sensitive in a way. And then we got our extra research slot. So we already got the land doctrines going. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I guess we could get signal companies this time. Somebody's asked me why I don't use them. I just don't find them as useful, frankly, as other ones. You know, recon companies I find to be, you know, way more useful just because of the speed bonus, but reconnaissance is helpful as well. Signal companies are great because they, you know, result in your troops reinforcing quicker, but I just don't find them as useful. They do have their usefulness, and we've seen many times in campaigns in the past where having a higher reinforce rate would have helped in a battle. But what I typically see is those battles where a reinforce rate would have been like extremely helpful, you know, with an attack or something, because you just can't get your troops onto the front line quick enough, or even into defense. The battles where you see that being necessary, where the reinforce rate would have actually helped, like key battles, it only happens like 3 to 4 times per campaign. So for me, it's just not as good as other bonuses. It's not that they're not helpful, it's just that they're not as good as other stuff, in my opinion. So that's why I don't get them. So I just like other ones. I'm not gonna go for tanks just yet, because yeah, we could get the research bonus for that and go a little bit quicker. But yeah, I guess since there's nothing to go for, we can go and go for the recon company 2s. The extra recon I don't find to be like super useful. That's really just for picking tactics. Now I heard that Paradox has recognized that the tactics are not working the way they want them to, and that they're going to kind of change that up in the future. Because right now the tactics are helpful, but I don't know. They're just not, I don't think they're as key as they were designed to be. Yeah, I think this looks good, guys. I don't think they're going to break through here. Where are those other 2 divisions? They're here. All right, so we have 2 more divisions to go on to the red front here. And we will put them, I'm actually going to put them onto this front. We'll move these 2 onto this front. So yeah, we'll get 1 into each of those provinces there. Just kind of help defend these. So yeah, they're not even attempting an attack anymore. They know what it is. Well, let me take that back. They're still attacking here and there, but it's not like serious attacks. I feel like more like probing attacks for the most part. And Lend-Lease did get canceled, and we finished up a research. We should probably take a look at our equipment, see why they canceled that, because apparently we might have finished something. I guess we can go ahead and go after the 1940 planes, since we're building planes a little bit, kind of. So let's get these fighters updated. Do we have any air? Oh yeah, we don't have any air experience. We haven't put a plane in the sky yet. As far as how many planes we got, not much, guys. We have 11 fighters. Naval bombers, we have 8. If we could get like an air wing of like 25 bombers to help sink Japanese convoys and kind of hit the Japanese ships, then I think that would be helpful. So we'll eventually want to do that. Unfulfill import requests. Let's take a look, see what's going on here. See what's been changed. Okay, say the rubber situation. They don't have any rubber left. It looks like the Japanese already conquered that. Are we at war with Japan? Because they conquered that. They must have asked for it from the French, and the French said yes. So Japan got that without fighting them. So now the French don't have any rubber to grant us. So I might as well cancel that. Again, could trade with the Dutch East Indies for a ton of rubber, but I don't like doing that because we're going to try and annex them. So we don't want to give them any autonomy points. We'll just trade with, I'm trying to look for who would be the most useful to trade with. I guess we do the UK. I'm just trying to help the UK out as well, since they're kind of like the only major power helping us in the war in Europe right now. Now that France has been defeated, I guess it's the Soviet Union. Can't forget about them. They're taking the brunt of the war right now. We got logistics. Excellent. We do have the experience, so I'd like to add that to our companies and to our divisions. Let's go and get Logistic Company 2. We're not close enough 1942 to get any 1942 techs yet. And these guys are all filled out. Excellent. Let's go ahead and deploy them then. And we're going to go ahead and make an adjustment as well. We could do the orange boys. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do there just yet. Let's do the green boys though. We don't really have much for them. I want to get them the logistic companies. And I suppose we can give them the recon company as well. We got artillery here. And we don't have anti-tank or anti-air. And I know that is impacting the war here in Europe. Obviously, probably would be good to get them some anti-tank and anti-air, and we do have a stockpile of that. But for right now, let's just make this adjustment, and that's it. Yeah, that's all we're going to do for right now. Let's go and save that. And, well, obviously this is going to hit us hard on the support equipment. Yeah, support equipment is now pretty low. Infantry equipment's also really low. Obviously that adjustment did cost us quite a bit. So let me just see what we can do here. Not really anything that we can change up, with the exception of perhaps taking from motorized a bit and giving it to the support. And I suppose that's good. We could also take from artillery, since we're not as short on that, and then move it over to the infantry equipment. All right, and then I'm sure we'll probably get some Lend-Lease offers as well. And Japan demand French Indochina. We already saw that that had happened. And so let's get these offers. Oh, that was 165 convoys. Damn it, who was that with? Shit, we don't have 116 convoys. I don't even know who that was with. Wasn't with Canada. India, maybe? No, wasn't with India. Damn it, I wish I was paying attention to that, because I did not see who that was with. 11 convoys here. I thought it was one of the... here's 140 convoys. Let's go and cancel that one. I don't know if that was the one. We'll cancel that one to get the convoys back. And it looks like there's been an invasion here by the Greeks. Okay. Apparently the Greeks have a little bit of force left, despite having lost their homeland. That'll force the Axis to defend that territory. Yeah, they're not even attacking us here. Maybe because we've built that last fort, perhaps. Just taking a look at the fort situation. Yeah, we're at level 6 almost all the way across now. So let's go ahead and get level 6 in other locations. We're going to want level 6 here. And then we're going to get level 6 to these ones as well, I suppose. So we're going to get level 6s on both of those. And then we'll go ahead and build in the back here and get these up to level 5 in case we get attacked here. And then that'll be it for fort building. That's all we're going to do. We are going to do a coastal fort here up to level 5. And that'll be it. That'll be all the fortifications I feel like we'll likely need. Maybe we can go up to level 7 eventually. But I think after we get these built, level 6 all the way across, level 5 in the back, from there we'll focus on getting some of the other stuff we really need. So that's the way we'll do it. They still haven't broken through here, costing them lots of manpower, I'm sure. Soviets continue getting pushed back, but slowly. Just taking a look at the Japanese-China situation, they still have not defeated them. So there's that. Of course, they're going to be getting about 35 days. They might be going to war with us here, guys. So that's something to be aware of. And we'll just take a look here. All right, yeah, things are good so far, guys. Not bad at all. We could even go up to speed 5 if we wanted to get here a little bit quicker. I'm just worried that I might miss something here at the homeland or whatever, and a big offensive being launched, and I won't be able to react to it or whatever if I'm sitting on speed 5. Because yeah, you can see here, guys, they're kind of worrying how they're at like 35, 42, whatever on those little attacks. I'm not entirely sure why that is. And then it hops up, but let's go ahead and say we're not interested in doing that. We're at 84% war support, and we're gonna get more soon too. Modernizing our infantry equipment, and I'm hoping that we'll be at 45% here for not aligned by the time that finishes up, so we can take that one focus, but maybe not. We'll have to see. And those research bonuses will apply for the 1942 techs. Yeah, they're just not attacking us anymore. They know what it is. Did we get the troops here yet? Nah, it's probably gonna take a little while to get over there. Okay. And just taking a look here at these guys, see if any of them are done training. No. I'm hoping we have a few more done training in time for the conflict that starts with the Japanese. We did finish up the research for the naval bombers, and that does mean that we are done with planes for right now. We could go ahead and go after some bonuses here to kind of help us out. I would particularly like some that help with the naval bombing. We'd probably go battlefield support. I think that makes the most sense for us, but I don't think naval bombing is very close. No, I think it's kind of far down. Yeah, it's like really far down. That's where the naval mission efficiency is. Not a lot of bonuses for the naval bombing here. Can't get much earlier ones if you go down the strategic destruction. Obviously, they have one right there, which is even higher. Frankly, that's better. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't think we're going to go here just yet. I don't think it would be wise. Instead, I think we're going to go ahead and go early for 1942 techs, man. I know we're about to get a research bonus here for infantry equipment, so we won't get that. Same with support artillery, since we're going to get a research bonus. But yeah, I think it's about time to just go after 1942 techs. So let's go and go after this one, 196 days ahead. I mean, or excuse me, it's take 196. It's 0.31 years ahead of time, so the penalty isn't massive. I almost never go with ahead of time penalties. I think that's like the first time that I've done this much ahead of time researching, just because we're really keeping our focus tight, guys. We are trying to stay very focused. I'm not getting a lot of naval techs like I could be. I just don't care. I mean, I guess we could go for a naval tech. And let's go ahead and fix this real quick. Maybe we'll go for our naval techs next, rather than going for a bunch of ahead of time penalties. But yeah, this is definitely like the most that I've done that. Because yeah, we're not really fighting in the air much, and we still have the planes. And obviously my beard's all stuck, all stuck to my filter, man, my pop filter. So my beard's gotten like out of control, guys. It's so long. It's going gray too, man. Got a lot of grays. Getting old, man. Getting old. Looks like they are bombing here, and we do have those destroyers that are protecting here. What we might do is this is the English channel. It's just a terrible point. Might just go ahead and cut off the English channel here, guys. I think it might be for the best. Oh well, if we cut it off, we can't get shit, huh? Never mind. I forgot about that. Yeah, we won't be able to get anything. We have to cut off one of these two, and this one's probably the better one to go through than the Eastern North Sea. So we'll have to go through there with the convoys, but you know what we don't have to do? We don't have to have our destroyers sitting here getting bombed. So we won't. Let's go ahead and just send them here for right now. If they have any submarines, then we'll go after them and just take them off convoy escort and just have them all go here and just sit here and repair. But yeah, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna like sign them to do convoy escorts if they're not like sinking any convoys. There's no reason to have them out there getting bombed, and then we got to use our dockyards to repair them, which is we're using those rather than building. And one thing I didn't realize is that all of our dockyards were here. Yeah, that makes sense. So we did lose all of our access to all of our dockyards. I didn't even consider that, guys. All right, so that's a shame. So essentially, we're not really building anything right now. All right, well, is what it is. We're going to get this completed. It gets done the 1st of January 1943. We'll have to build some dockyards, guys. Again, we're focusing on the fortifications. But after we're done with that, I suppose we could do a couple dockyards. There's also the national focuses. I don't know if any of these give more dockyards. I guess we'll take a look and see. I think we got the main dockyard one, though, so probably not. Cancel the lease there. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like any of them do give any dockyards. However, there might be some over here that do. I don't know if we'll actually have access to those because of the route we ended up going. Yeah, that's interesting. Now it ticks back and forth between like 90-something and 40-something. Not entirely sure why. We did get these guys done. Awesome. Let's go ahead and put them onto the Red Army, though. What I think I might do is go and like slowly train up like a division. Maybe just have one division from each line train up. I think would be because I want to say that both lines have, yeah, like all of these troops need training. So what we could do is just take one division from each line and get them training up. Just train 2 at a time. Continue to get this experience. And how are we doing on equipment? Do we want to go with our 40 width just yet? No, we're not anywhere near in the situation to go at 40 width. We still got to get the equipment situation fixed a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a division from here. And just get these guys training up here. Just have 2 divisions training at a time. And then we're going to take these 2 and put them... This is where we're being attacked, so we'll put them here. I should have trained that guy up. He is garbage experience, huh? So yeah, we probably should have took him. Oh, they don't have a... we should do this real quick. This army doesn't have a garrison area, so let's go and fix that. They're going to garrison... Well, if we had them garrison there, they'd garrison the ports. We don't actually want them to do that. Just trying to think what we can do here. Just trying to make them so they get out of Rotterdam. That's what I'm attempting to do. I don't know how we'd do that. Yeah, we might have to have them go here to guard the ports. Yeah, because Rotterdam is part of that state there. So that's what we'll have to do. We'll have them go here, and then they'll train right there, I suppose. That's where the training grounds will be. So yeah, they'll move their asses over there, train up. And we'll just train 2 at a time, just to be careful. Be cautious. Not be silly. Alright, so just taking a look at the situation. Soviets continue pushing back, and no progress for the Axis here in Spain. Looks like the Africa war is done. They've finished it up, so we don't have to worry about that front anymore. The Allies don't. And the British are still holding Naples. They just cannot kick them out. They're just not able to do it. Americans still not in the war with the Germans yet. Not yet. But they should be hopefully winning in the naval war. Let's just take a look. So 200, probably about 300 ships for Japan. A little bit more for the Americans. So we'll have to see how that goes. And German Reich rejected Hungarian demands. Okay, interesting. They are all part of the same faction, so as you can see, the Axis is quite strong still. Looking good. I'm quite curious to see how the Casualty is going to look at the end of this episode, guys. And what does this offer? 10 convoys for support equipment? Sure, why not? We'll take that. Looking much better in infantry equipment. And now it's really just support equipment that we're really short on with the motorized. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pull from the infantry equipment again. I'm surprised we're making this many adjustments, guys. This was not part of the plan. I did not expect that we were going to have to make this many adjustments with our factories. Ended up going a little bit different than I was expecting overall in that regard. So yeah, the factory situation, you can see level 6 all down this line, guys. And level 6 is not impenetrable, but it is costly, extremely costly to take. We got to modernize our infantry equipment, excellent. So let's go ahead and see what we want to get next. Where the hell were we at here? That's right, we're here. So go get that. Can't get these yet, because you do need... What do you need to get this? Oh, you got to be at peace to get that. Okay, interesting. So yeah, we'll never be able to get that one. All right, so you'd have to get that one kind of early if you wanted it. Good to know. Good to know. We get some research bonuses here. So we can get the modernized cruiser fleet eventually once we went down here, but I'm not going to focus on the Navy, guys. We did not get the 45% support yet here. Well, that's a real shame. We're at 41%, so it looks like that'll be for the next focus. So instead, we'll go ahead and go after... Well, that one gives us a civilian factory, so let's get that. I want a civilian factory. We'll take it. Because, yeah, right now we only have 6 civilian factories going towards our second line right now. So that'd be incredibly helpful to get going. Remember, we're just, with these ones here, we're just working on the back stuff just to secure this in case we lose the front. But they're not even attacking anymore, guys. We could just speed this up there. They know they can't win here. With the exception of whatever the hell is going on there. I don't even know what that is. The Americans are often Lend-Lease. 33 convoys for support equipment. We will take it. And maybe with all this Lend-Lease, we'll be able to get the support equipment problems dealt with. We'll have to see. Anyway, we just need to know, these guys are going to train really quick. I didn't think about how quick these guys would train up. So we want one going to the Blue Army. Well, we should probably do this first. Pull from the Blue Army. And get these guys going over here. Just see. I'm just going to, this, you know what, easiest way to do it is just go down the line. So let's do that. Just trying to be more like, I don't know, strategic with which divisions I pulled from, but that's not the best way to do this, guys. And then let's get the Red Army division going now. I don't know where he's at, this guy, but he needs to train like desperately. So that means we can take him and put him onto that front. All right, looking good. And I'm seeing another British division here. So the British are sending, well, nope, it's just the same 2. Never mind, I'm making some shit up. It's just the same old 2 damn British divisions, man. All right. So most of these divisions are going to train pretty quick. I need to keep my eye on that. Some of them obviously had a real problem with experience, but some of these guys are going to train like super quick. So we want to make sure we get those guys rotated out. Can modify our government. Again, only 3 choices here. Not much. Let's get the naval strike first, I think. I think that'd be the best one to get. Yeah, let's go and, well, I do want to start researching tanks. I eventually would like to have those. So having that bonus would be nice. Okay, we'll get the tanks first then, since it's a research bonus. All right, so we're almost done with the episode, guys. Did get a bunch of divisions done training, so let's go and take these guys out. And we are looking very solid for the war against the Japanese, guys. I feel pretty good about this overall. And I'm going to go ahead and train all these guys up real quick. I know that this is going to give up. How much time do we have before these guys come to war with us? Well, they haven't declared war yet, despite the fact that they already have the focus. Alright, this is what we're going to do, guys. First things first, let's go ahead and get these divisions here moving to where we want them. So we wanted one here. That puts those ones at 3 divisions. We're solid there with the 2 divisions. I guess we can go after defending Borneo more, or we could put more here. How about let's put one there. And then these ones over to here. Again, there are resources here, which is the only reason why I'm defending it, but it's not key. It's 39 rubber. So there we go. That's all assigned. And then what we're going to want to go ahead and do, guys, is let's go and get the divisions training up here that haven't trained. And I'm just going to take them. And I know they're going to lose. They're going to take a penalty here, guys, but let's get the experience, man. So let's go and move them up here. And it'll be the purple trainers. So we know what army they need to go back in. And then we have the Orange Army, which is just about everybody needs to train up here because of that adjustment we made. And then we're going to take these guys and make them Orange trainers. There we go. So again, need to pay attention to these guys so they don't train needlessly. And just yeah, make sure we're not wasting equipment on training when we don't need to. Let's take a look at what they're offering. Yeah, we'll take the support equipment. That's the main thing that we're unfortunately kind of short on. You know, the only front the Axis are really winning on right now is the Eastern Front, which in my opinion is probably the most important one for us to win, so that's kind of unfortunate, of course. Let's go and get these guys moving. We want, well, let's just pull, all right, so we know that one's out of here, so let's pull one from the Blue Army then. And you know what, they're not attacking the Blue Army. We'll pull from the Red Army first. And just get these guys going to the Train Army. And they'll move him back over to, God, I don't even know where we had him. Right here. Okay, I know it's like not super entertaining watching the rotation of divisions. I'm aware, guys, rotating them in and out of the Training Army. Not super entertaining, but hey, if they don't attack us, there's not really much else we can do there, guys. We could go ahead and start getting the tank line. There was something I said I was going to get. Yes, I said I was going to go ahead and start investing one of these into naval techs, though we have one dockyard, guys. One dockyard. You really can't do anything one dockyard. I just don't see any point on researching naval techs when you have one dockyard, so you know, we'll go ahead and go for the tanks. Eventually, we're going to want that for our offensive. But yeah, I know that this is, here we go, these guys are all ready. Let's just go and throw them back into the purple army. And is the orange army ready? Almost. I'm going to take these ones out, throw them back into the orange army. And just about done, there we go. Place them back. All right, so we're all done training those guys up. We even have one division here that is done. Let's go and take him and put him into that purple army there. And we will move him to, I mean, frankly, we're pretty well defended just about everywhere at this point, guys. There's really nowhere that we absolutely have to have them. And I don't know where the Japanese are going to attack yet. Let's make sure Singapore is well defended, since that's obviously a key province. All right, so we're going to be ending it soon. Not a lot happening, guys. I try to make as much progress as we can, sitting here on speed 5 and stuff. But yeah, they're not attacking us. Still too strong though for us to attack. It would be really, really stupid for us to attack. But I'd eventually like to try and get our territory back if we can. But again, we're just not in the situation where we can do that yet. We got logistic companies. All right. So let's see what we want to get next. Whoa, what happened there? I don't even know. We can do the infantry equipment bonuses since we have those. Yeah, let's do that. And we're close enough to 1942 now. So let's go ahead and get the infantry equipment. Though that one's not a bonus. That's a passive bonus. You have to build the equipment to get that. But yeah, a couple more minutes, guys. I tried to have a little bit longer episode here. And let's go ahead and take him and put him into the blue army. And then just take one of these blue army guys out. Moving there. Yeah, just train 2 at a time. Obviously, it's going to be slow going, getting them trained up here. But there's no rush. I don't want it to be too costly, too risky, I should say. I think that'd be foolish. So what we'll do is we'll get to 1942, guys. We'll get to 1942 here. We're in December, so we're almost there. And just continue what we're doing. Training, man. Training divisions up. And there we go. Japan did declare war on the Dutch East Indies. Glad we got those troops trained up. So what we're going to want to do is, well, we're going to accept that first of all. And we should be in the conflict with them, but let me just make sure. Yeah, they are now at war with the Allies. So yeah, they are into the conflict now. So we need to make sure that we have all of our ships in here. Oh, we finished up a submarine before. Okay, that's nice. Oh, also, we're going to need to, we'll do this next episode though. I'll just move them over here for right now. It's going to take them a while to get here. I didn't realize we had that done. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to go ahead and set up our submarine task force to go ahead and start sinking Japanese convoys all around here. We're going to break this up into several different task force. And then they're just going to be assigned to sink Japanese convoys all throughout this area. I'm even going to go here in the South China Sea and just hope that they don't get too heavily bombed. I guess we'll see. But again, it's just going to be the submarines. The main fleet will stay in port. They're just going to hide in this little port here until we're ready to take the fight to the Japanese Navy, which will likely be after they are much, much weaker and after we have naval bombers to assist them. And let me just take a look at our naval bomber situation. We are currently 20 here. So I said we are going to end at 1942, but we won't. We're going to end now since I need to go ahead and do this. I need to get these submarines out there since they finally did declare war on us. So yeah, you can see they're not at war with the rest of the Allies yet, just us and the Dutch East Indies, and of course we have the Americans here as well. We'll have to see if they'll join the Allies once the British come into our war. We could go ahead and call them arms, so we'll do that so that we can get the Allies to accept the United States in. And we'll be in one kind of united force here, and that will result in the Americans then being at war with the Germans and the Italians. So they'll start sending troops and stuff, maybe even give a little bit of assistance to the Soviets, perhaps. That'd be helpful for them. We're at 5.9 thousand infantry equipment. We're doing pretty good on that front. So we might be able to change up our division design soon. It's only support equipment. So yeah, I think we're going to start getting those 40 widths here very, very soon, guys. I'll go ahead and set that up here in for the next episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Obviously, we're just on the defense, guys. They can't break through here. I'm actually surprised they didn't take these two from us. I thought that was going to happen this episode, and it didn't. So they can't even get that. So now the question is, can we get built up to go ahead and try and take these territories back? They're going to be costly, though. They have level 4 fort right here. That's the one I really want. I think if we get that one, it'll give us control of the state again and all those damn dockyards. But it's level 4 fort. We'd have to attack from here so we don't get the river penalty. It'll be a tough fight, guys. We'll have to see if we can't get an army built up to do that soon. Maybe, I don't know. It's going to take us a little while to get ready for that. Casualties, that's right. I almost forgot, guys. We almost ended this. I want to look at the casualties. So, we have lost 313 dudes. That's it. Remember, we only have those 8 divisions or 10 divisions now. The Dutch East Indies has taken 81,000 casualties, 75 from the Germans. The Germans have taken 3.63 million casualties, guys. That is a lot. Most of them by the British and the Soviet Union. A lot from Spain as well. We did 327,000 casualties. So 327,000 for 75. Pretty good numbers, guys. Not bad at all. Not enough casualties to register against the Italians, who cost us 6.2 thousand. So let's just take a look at our allies here. Again, they're still winning the manpower losses, probably because the Soviet Union's taken, I'm guessing, a lot of casualties. 2.11 million for UK, that's a lot. 1.61 for Spain, that's a tremendous amount for them. They got to be hurting on manpower. 6.2 million for the Soviet Union, quite a bit. China, 3.33 million. But they're still in the fight. I thought they would be defeated in this one. And then, of course, all the warlords also taking pretty high casualties here. The United States has only taken 311 so far against Japanese. 12,000 for the Philippines, though. I got to see if they've invaded there yet. And then just looking at the Axis, 56,000 for Vichy, France. Slovakia, 51,000. 2.57 million for the Italians. Most of that to the British and the French. Romania, 211,000. Yugoslavia, 216,000. And 210,000 for the Hungarians. Japan has already taken 2.04 million casualties in their war against the Chinese. The United States has already killed 127,000. 127,000 for 311. Good God. Yeah, that's a lot. The Philippines has done 125,000 for 12,000. Japan is, they're not doing too good, man, so far. They're taking massive casualties in their assault against the Philippines, probably because, I don't know, I guess because they waited. Yeah, perhaps because they were able to build up. They don't even have forts in Manila. I don't even know why. I guess the Americans just sent a lot of divisions there. That's incredibly high casualties, though, guys, for the Japanese. So that's the current situation. I did want to take a look at manpower. They're good. They got plenty left, guys. Let's take a look at the Germans, though. They're in the millions, but that's because, you know what? Interesting. When we looked at it last episode, they must have just changed the all adults served. And then it wasn't accurate representation of how much manpower they had. So they still got a lot. Soviet Union, never going to run out of manpower. But look at Spain. 0 manpower, guys. And already at service by requirement. So the Spanish divisions here are pretty weak. They have no manpower replacements. Luckily, the British are there, but I bet the British are having problems too. Let's just take a look. 0 manpower at service by requirement. So the British are in trouble as well, guys. All right, so that's bad news. That is not good. Hopefully that improves. Of course, we got American manpower in the fight, and they've got plenty of it. I bet that's not even accurate. They probably just changed to extensive, and so this hasn't even fully built up yet. So that is the situation in the war. I hope you guys did enjoy the episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I do hope to see you on the next episode, and thanks for watching, guys.